says you're live.
I'm live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our virtual Christmas preview party. I miss everybody. Usually we're all together here. We're having snacks, we're having treats, we're having cocktails, and we're looking at fabric and chatting and visiting with one another. But we're just going to have to do it virtually tonight, and that is okay. So down below you can comment, you can ask questions as I'm going along. I am here in the Fabric Gallery of Sew and Save in our beautiful Christmas area. It's Christmas now. In a little while, don't know what it's going to be because you know me, I'm always switching things up. So we also have Jill and Sherry and Joe Potter, our IT department, working out today and helping us out, and they'll be helping answering questions and all kinds of other things online. So are you ready for Christmas? Because let me tell you, you have 23 weeks to Christmas, 179 days, or 3,749 hours. Are you ready? Well, I'm going to help you get ready tonight, hopefully. So I've got lots of things to show you and lots of projects, and everything that I'm showing you tonight is going to be on sale. So we have a coupon for you to use online or here at the store. When you order any of the notions that I show you will be in Karen's Nifty Notions section of our website, and all of the Christmas fabrics and kits and projects that I show you tonight are also on sale. You will want to use the coupon code PARTY20, and that's party with all capital letters. And oh, I guess I said something wrong because I was talking to a computer person about our new website the other day, and I said, well, am I supposed to use capital letters? And he said, well, you mean uppercase? So I guess we can no longer use the term capital letters. It's uppercase or lowercase. Just saying. So just like we can't write in, what is it, script anymore? Cursive. You can no longer use the term capital letter. Just telling you. See, I'm a wealth of information already. Okay, so first project for tonight is our little apron. This is an apron panel. It comes with, your kit will come with the whole apron panel, and it's got, are these amaryllis? I think these are amaryllis and poinsettias and this one, whatever that one is. You girls are going to have to tell me if I'm telling you the wrong flowers. So it has all these little flowers on. It has the pockets and the ties, which I was very excited to do because I could use my new Binding Ease pressing mat. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. So we have these kitted up, and our aprons come with backings as well. Because usually they want you know how you're supposed to fold this and then fold it again and press it and do that all the way around your apron as you're doing this. It's much easier to put two pieces of fabric together, sew around the whole thing, turn it and press it, and then just top stitch around. And plus it gives your apron a little bit more body. Otherwise they get a little floppy. So the kits that you will get, you will have everything on in your kit to make this apron, including the pockets and the lining. So let me show you how to do this your little ties using our nifty new ironing mat. And I've showed you this before, but some of you ladies have not seen it. I want to make sure, because we've got lots of new people watching, I hope, tonight. Make sure that if you like what you see tonight, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you missed this tonight live, you can also watch it on our YouTube channel, and we will send you the links for that as time goes by. So I have, and I also, as I showed our ironing mat, I also showed our nifty new iron. Now this one is mine. This one I've had for about 5 years now, and I have not burned it out. And that's pretty hard to not do for us quilters. You know how we're always going through irons. So I love this iron for me, particularly when I'm demonstrating, because it's cordless. Ta-da, no cord, and it's just a great size, but it also has some weight to it, because you don't want an iron that's really too lightweight, because then you have to do a lot of pressing and pushing in order to get something to iron nice and crisp. So this iron has some nice weight to it, so the iron does all of the work. Also, so when if you were to order this iron, this part is now kind of a copper color, where this is silver. And I also noticed on the new irons that the bottom of the iron has that nice no stick to it, and you know, kind of that Teflon finish on the bottom, and mine doesn't have that. So now I'm feeling like I might need a new iron. Even though this one works just great, I might need a new iron. It has 3 different settings. It has low, medium, high. It has an auto shutoff, and then it has steam, medium steam, no steam. It has spurts of steam. You can do the spurts of steam or also the spray. So it's just a really great iron to use. It has kind of the retractable cord to it. I can't retract it all because I pull it out of the plug. But one of the other really nice things about this is it has this great carrying case, and that just clicks on, and you can pick it up and carry it, you know, back and forth to class, back and forth to retreats. And if it's hot, when you leave a class or leave a retreat, you don't have to worry about it. You just click this on and off you go. So I don't even pack it up. This just kind of goes along by itself. A nice little handle, easy to carry around to classes. So this is so I've loved this iron. I've had it for 4 or 5 years and I haven't burnt it out. But I think probably my most favorite part of this iron is that I've had it for like 5 years and I've never ironed a piece of clothing with it. I only use it for sewing. So it kind of puts me in my happy place. I'm over ironing clothes. I don't know about you. Those days where my mother, and Joe's here, so I probably shouldn't say this, but my mother used to iron my father's underwear. That not happening. She used to iron all the sheets. I don't know about you ladies. No, not happening.
That sounds like a great idea.
I don't think it does. No, I don't know. He's lucky if the sheets get washed and cleaned and back on the bed. But so that's my story on the iron. Really nice iron. Works great. These will be on sale in Karen's Nifty Notions all this week through Sunday. Just like all of the other notions, including our great little ironing mat. You can leave your iron sitting on this. Did I turn this on? It would be probably helpful. Yep, I did. You can leave this sitting on this little ironing mat. It withstands heat up to 500 degrees. So I think you're gonna be pretty much covered. But the other great thing that this does is it helps you make binding. This is gonna change your world. I'm just saying, because binding is okay, but probably not my most favorite thing to do in the world. So if anything to help me do binding, and I used it to do my little ties on my little apron. So let me show you how that works. You want to just this is just a strip of fabric. If you were doing a binding, you would sew these together in a long strip like you normally would. This is just one width of fabric. I fold it in half like you normally would. This is like to make a tie or a binding. And I kind of get it started. And then I just thread my little strip through the little loops. And that just gets it started. Then I just set my iron down. And I don't think I've really let this iron really get hot enough. But you would just draw this straight through and feed your binding through underneath your iron. So you have both hands free. The iron does all the work. And the mat kind of absorbs the heat, so it also passes that heat back through your little strip. And if I have this iron hot enough, and it's actually still pretty hot, and I haven't had it sitting on there heating up for very long, so it's still pretty hot. And it is just pressing my little strip in half just perfectly. And I just kind of wrinkled that up as I was feeding it through and talking to you. There we go. If you're paying attention to what you're doing, it will fold it and pull it through just perfect, and you have a beautiful folded strip for binding. How many of you love doing binding? Not me. And if you make purses and little straps like this, you have to then fold these two your two raw edges to the center, and then you're going to feed this through again. So then I just get this started one more time, and I will feed this all the way through and press it down as I go along. And the iron will do all the pressing, and this is really hot right now. And I didn't even have that iron going. So just get it started like you did with your binding when it was folded, and just feed it straight through. So much fun. It makes binding fun. Because for me, I don't know about you, but binding is not fun. So you can purchase these on our website. If you're not comfortable shopping on the website, that's okay. You can just look at the website, pick out what you like, and call the store. We're always happy to take your order right over the phone. Or, you know, we're open from 10 until 5:30. So you could, on Monday through Friday, and 10 to 3 on Saturday. So you can always stop by and get the same deal at the store. So I'm just going to pull this through now. I'm just kind of playing around with it, but you can see that it folds this and presses it really nice and flat. Then the next thing I would do is just fold this one more time and pop it through there again, and it will make your strap ready for stitching. Perfect. And it goes really fast, because I was talking as I was doing this. If I was at home, I would like whipping that through there, and I'd be done in no time. So that's my story on that. Great little ironing mat. Great little iron. 2 fun things to help your projects go really fast this Christmas season, because we've got a lot of projects to do, don't we? So that's my story on my apron. Let's see, what can I show you next? Okay, let's go over here. Everybody loves the Nomies. This is this year's Nomies project. This is an exclusive project that we, a pattern that we made up here at Sew and Save. I'm like doing some house cleaning there. It's got little fuzzies on it. We have, this is actually a panel, and then these are other pieces that we fussy cut. See, we fussy cut the little Nomies to go in the center of our blocks here. We have this as a kit, and the panels are sold separately, and a panel looks like this. This is the whole panel, and we have just cut and used a part of the panel. So that was cut up and used inside the kit. These are online this week as well, for 20% off. And then we have matching pillowcases. So we have the little red pillowcase, as well as the little black Nomi pillowcase. So these are kitted up and on our website for sale as well. If you're interested in any of these items, you can also comment below our video tonight and say, hey, sign me up for one of these. And we'll put your name on the list, and we'll get in touch with you, or you can instant message us, and we will get back together with you about picking these up and taking them home and doing them. They're so cute. I love a flannel pillowcase. It's so nice and soft in the winter. So this is a pretty simple project to do. We have some little half hourglass pieces here, and the rest are just big blocks, so it goes together pretty quickly. And we use the little plaid on the for the binding, and bada boom, bada bing, you're done. But it's just great, and it's that Woolies flannel, that two-ply flannel that is so easy to use. So don't forget that we have a coupon code. You need to put your coupon code, say that 5 times fast, at the end of your sale, so that you get your 20% off. And don't forget that it was party 20. If you forget, I've had some people that forget every once in a while, and they say, I didn't get my 20% off. I said, did you use your coupon code? I go, huh? But we'll fix you up, and we'll make sure that you get your discount if you forget. So you can order online, you can do curbside pickup at the store, or we're happy to ship it to you. So whatever is most convenient for you, we're happy to do. And you can call us up online and on the phone and say, hey, I want this, can you ship it to me? And we're happy to do that. So that's the Nomies this year. He is so cute. Has lots of Cute, cute, cute. This year, we have another quilt that's called On the 12th Day. And this quilt actually has a panel that you can make into a book, but we also made it into a quilt. So the panel is actually the 12 days of Christmas. So you can kind of see, you can kind of see the ladies dancing, the 7 swans a swimming, the 6 geese a laying, and it's just really, really super cute. Really super cute. So that's just a panel that you can either make into a book, or we took it and made it into a quilt. So that's a fun one. And it's not a huge quilt, so well, it's a pretty good lap size. It's a pretty good lap size quilt. So really sweet and kind of a little bit different in coloration than your typical red and green and black and stuff for Christmas. So it has a really pretty coloration to it. Okay, what else can I show you? Let me go over here. Let's talk about this for a little while. So we have, this fabric is called Country Christmas, and how cute can this be? This is just a little mini quilt, and it is done with, it's actually done by Holly Hill. Holly Hill, yeah. It's not actually done by Holly Hill. Let me look. I know better. It's done by Bunny Hill. We've done those Bunny Hill designs before. They're really cute. They always do some embroidery. A lot of times it's hand embroidery. I did this by machine. A lot of what they ask you to do is needle turn hand embroidery, and I just don't have time for that. So this is done by machine and by hand. So I put in some handwork as well, and just did a kind of a combination. They have a really, really, really cute quilt that you're gonna want to do. So this is the Bunny Hill Country Christmas quilt for the year, for the Christmas season. It is adorable. It has 25, I think, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 20 blocks. Not 12, because I was always thinking it was 12, but it's not. It's 20. 20 blocks. And I've got it started, but I'm not real far. But it's a whole lot of fun. And let me kind of tell you a little bit about how this works. So here's the 2 blocks that I have done. I have the little Christmas tree with the little sheep on the bottom. And then I have the little bunny with a little bow and an ornament, which I still have to do the hand embroidery on. So this project, they give you all of the instructions on how to do this by needle turn. And if I did this by needle turn, it wouldn't get done this Christmas. That's just no, just not happening. So I have machine embroidered this, and I'm going to talk a little bit about machine embroidery and hand embroidery and some of the supplies that I use for those types of things. And in your box, when you order the kit, you get this beautiful box. It's all about the box, isn't it? So I can store all my pretty fabrics in this box. It's just awesome. And the designs are so cute that are in there. There's little sheep, there's all kinds of little things. So I'm going to tell you about a couple things here. Inside your kit, you also get the embroidery thread as well as the buttons. So that's really fun. So here's some of the fabrics that are really cute. The little snowball, they call this snowball, and it's little snowman heads. Little Christmas tree farm, and look at this. This is my favorite. It's called Sweater Weather. That's what they call it. So there's all kinds of them. The little sheep with the sweaters on. What can be cuter than that? And then inside is a piece of Kimberbell fabric. That kind of went rogue. That happens sometimes. What else have we got in here? More trees. Oh, I have to show you. I gotta show you this part because this is the cutest part. I'm telling you. Right here, the border stripe, which I've cut up, so there's probably not much of it left. There's not much of it left. I've already used a whole bunch, but here it is. This is the border stripe. How much cuter can that be? So cute. So that's used in several pieces of your background for some of your blacks, which I really think is kind of a cute idea what they're doing. A lot of times when you do an embroidery on top of a block, it's just a plain piece of fabric, or it's just a background fabric and then you put your embroidery on top. These are kind of pieced blocks. They're very simply pieced blocks, but there's pieced blocks behind your embroidery, which I really like. Sometimes they'll put 4 together, like on this, on the candy canes here. They've put 4 pieces of fabric right here together to make the background of your block. Here they've put the stripe with the Christmas trees to make this one. So the backgrounds of these are pieced. Look at, they use the border stripe on this, so cute. So I kind of like, I think that's really a cool idea where usually you just cut your square and you put your whatever you're embroidering on top of it and off you go. But this one there, they really do some cute things with the backgrounds of the blocks. So as I'm doing this, I found this really super nifty thing. Because if you've ever done any type of machine embroidery, hand embroidery, wool embroidery, you always start out by taking your design and tracing it onto steam seam, heat and bond, soft fuse, whatever you're going to use to adhere your pieces onto your fabric. And that's fun and it's okay. So the one that I like to use is called soft fuse, and it is sold on a roll like this, and you get 3 1-yard pieces per roll. And I like that because it gives me a bunch of it. So I have a lot of it to work with, and then I can just roll it up and slide my plastic back over the top of it to store it. And it just stores a lot easier, because when I buy it by the yard, it's like, okay, how am I going to store it? And if I buy a bolt, then it's like, oh, now I have this big bolt to store it on. So I really like this on a roll. I get 3 yards. It gives me a lot of stuff to work with, and it lasts a long time. But what I found, because these little bunny hill patterns are printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I can use a product called Barely There. And I take this sheet and I copy my design right onto the Barely There. And I just put this right through my home printer. You want to use an inkjet printer, not a laser jet printer. If you use a laser jet printer, it will melt this. And then you have to call George, and George will come and get it unstuck. Shh, don't tell Jim. Because I tried it, and that's what happens. But at home on your inkjet printer, it works great. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you put your Barely There paper in with the right side going up. So some printers will want you to use, you know, on mine I have to put the sticky side up. On other ones you might have to put the paper side up. So you just want to make sure you're putting the right side up when you put it through your printer. I've done it going the wrong way and it's printed on the sticky side, and you have not wasted your paper if you've done that. You can just take a little damp piece of paper towel and wipe it right off. So, and just reuse it, because, you know, I don't like to waste anything. So I print right on here, so I don't have to lay this on top and do all my tracing. I just put this through my printer. Now I'm ready to rough cut like I normally do, trim around this, adhere to the back of my fabrics, and onto my fabric I go. Super simple, super fast. It gets you to sewing a lot faster, and that's really what I like to do. I like to do the sewing part. I don't always like the tracing part. The other thing that I like to do with my fabric before I start to applique is to spray it with Material Magic. Now we know about Best Press because we always like to use Best Press when we're pressing and sewing things. But Material Magic, we use it a lot in machine embroidery because we stiffen our fabric before we put it through the embroidery machine. And I have found that...
I have a question.
Yes.
Barbara Miller Jordan wants to know what the stuff you had in a roll in the plastic is.
This is like the Barely There, but it's on a big roll. And this has the sticky on one side. This one is called Soft Fuse. Excuse me. So it's on our website in the Karen's Nifty Notions. And you get 3 yards by, I don't know what this is, 18? About 18 inches, 20 inches in a roll. So this is always nice. So I use this for when I'm going to do some tracing and my patterns are bigger and I can't put it on the Barely There. But if I get a pattern that's printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I'm into the Barely There. So on this you get 15 sheets, 15 8.5 by 11 inch sheets in a package. And this is on our website as well. And so I love this because I can just feed it through and off I go. I'm ready to start stitching. Then what I did is I sewed my 2 pieces together for my background. Then I used the Material Magic and I spray this fabric with Material Magic. This is a heavier starch than your Best Press. Sometimes if I'm doing a hand stitching like this, I will use Shape Flex, and that's like just a lightweight woven interfacing that I'll put on the back of this one. This one I'm doing a lot of hand stitching with. I'm maneuvering, I'm manipulating it a lot, and I just want something a little bit heavier but not stiff. So this one I put the Shape Flex on the back of. And this is going to be a project that we're going to show, that I'll show you when I get it finished. It's not finished yet, but the hand stitching is finished. It's going to look something like, don't know, there it is. It's going to look something like this. It has the cutest buttons. Check out these little heart-shaped buttons. So these little heart-shaped buttons are going to go on the bottom of each one of these little tree limbs. And then I'm going to get some little flower buttons to put on the top of the flower buttons here, and then some little beads to go here. And those will all be in the kit when you purchase it. So you'll be all ready to go, and then it's going to get it gets a border around it yet, and I have to do some quilting and all kinds of other good things. So that's why I put a little bit heavier background on this instead of just spraying this. A lot of times when I did do applique in the past, I would put the Shape Flex on here just to give this some body, but then I found the quilt got a little heavy. So instead now, when I'm going to do a quilt with all of these pieces going together, after I get them all appliqued, I like to use the Material Magic because it gives the fabric some stiffness. I don't know if you can really see how kind of stiff this is. And as I'm working with it and showing you this, it also helps to keep your fabric from fraying while you're working with it. So that's another really nice benefit. So I spray all my pieces, not only my background, but the piece that I'm appliquing down, I will spray with the Material Magic as well. I will take it out of this bottle and I'll put it into one of our mister bottles. And we have some more of these mister bottles coming. So we're having some new ones. We're having some new ones made. They're not going to look exactly the same as this because right now I have 2 bottles and one has Best Press and one has Material Magic. Okay, so I had to put a little mark on one bottle so I knew which one was Material Magic and which one was Best Press. Otherwise I'm spraying all over. If you use these spray bottles, I have found that it comes out in like great big blotches. So I don't have an even disbursement of the Material Magic on the piece that I'm working on. So some parts of it will be really stiff, some will not have very much on it at all. And so I want a nice even distribution of the Cheerio Magic on the piece that I'm doing. And when I use a mister bottle, I'll mist this. It just comes out in a really light spray, a really light mist, and you can get it on your project very evenly. And the other thing that it does is it saves on product. You're not spraying out so much product. You can always put more on. And the nice thing about the Cheerio Magic is that it's not permanent. When you wash it, it will go away. So this will not be stiff forever. So your quilt won't be all stiff. Even if you're not thinking of washing your quilt right away, as soon as I also have another bottle on my ironing table that has just water in it, and I'll spritz that and then give it a press, and that kind of dissolves away some of the Cheerio Magic as well. So I like the Cheerio Magic. You can see how it kind of gives me a nice stiff piece of fabric to work with. So at that point, I just do my applique, any kind of applique stitch you want to do around it. And now I'm going to go back later on and I'm going to put in my hand stitching, and the little bunny gets an eye and all that other good stuff. So I've got 2 done. What have I got? 18 more to go. So that's my story on that. It's a beautiful kit. It comes in the beautiful box. So that's on our website to order. I'm just going to toss that right down there. Along with our little country Christmas fabric is Elvis. Our little moose Elvis. He's so cute. So we have kits for little Elvis. Adorable. How much cuter can he be? He can be in your tree. So he's just hanging out on my tree. He's just got 2 legs. So he doesn't really stand, but he sure is happy in the tree. So this is Elvis. He is a quick one to do. You can do Elvis in an hour. So I have taken, and let me just give you a little story about Elvis. So all you need to do is take Elvis, who's on your little pattern here, and you will trace him onto a piece of fabric. And he's going to be a little red Elvis on this one. And you put 2 pieces of fabric together. You put 2 pieces of fabric together, and then you're going to stitch right on the line that you've sewn. Now I'm going to have Joe come and kind of show you this kind of close up, because where's my little pointer? Here's my little pointer. When I stitched this, you can see this line of stitching here is your regular line of stitching. And I just stitched that kind of at maybe like 1.5. And then I came over here and I stitched around him the rest of the way using that stitch on your machine that kind of goes forward one, and then it kind of goes back, and then it goes forward, and then it goes back and forward and back and forward. So each one of these stitches is like 3 stitches. And I brought my stitch length down to about 2 going around him, so that when I turn him right side out and kind of use my little point turner to push it, all my little corners out and things, I don't end up pushing through my stitching line. Over here you can see what I did is I stopped. When I came around here, I stopped. I used a regular line of stitching and came up and then came back down. So even with just kind of stitching over it twice, you can see that this is kind of a little bit stronger stitch going around. And I like to do that whenever I'm doing something like this where I'm going to turn it back and around and right side out again. So I just stitched around him, and then I don't have to stitch around him twice because the machine stitches around nice and tight. So I love this point turner. If you've ever used this point turner, you are going to know that you love it. Somebody was asking if Cheerio Magic, and thank you for the question and everybody viewing today. I think we have over 200 people viewing. So welcome. Again, welcome. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. And you can always, we're going to have this will take me till 6:30 tonight to turn this, but no, it doesn't really. But if you've ever used this point turner, I want to point out the point turner. Let's point to the point turner. Here's the point turner. Best point turner ever. I like it because it's really, first of all, it's really long, so you can really hang on to it. and it's not round, it's kind of squared off, so I can always so you can hang on to it and it doesn't slip in your hand. Somebody was asking, and I got to get back to the question. Somebody was asking about Turiel Magic and if it gums up your machine or your iron. It does not. It does not. I have never had a problem with it making my iron all gummy. What I have found is that on my mat, that it will leave a residue on my mat. So I have I have the great big beautiful huge mat on my ironing table. When I use Turiel Magic, I put my smaller mat down and spray with just that on the smaller mat with the Turiel Magic, because it does get a little sticky, and you can use your mat cleaner and it will get it all off. But you know, I don't want to keep having to clean that all the time. So as you can see, I'm really pushing pretty hard with my little point turner, and because it has this little ball on the end, it does not push through your line of stitching. I know how many of you, and fess up in the comments section. Fess up in the comments section. How many of you have picked up your scissors and used it as a point turner? And then you poke through the corner and then you're sorry. I know. I know. Been there, done it. You know. Be honest. Oh, look at what I just did. So, so push through your little guy. On this one, I didn't do the double stitching like I did on the other one because I didn't think about it when I did it. I just did the regular stitching. So on the double stitching, it gives you that extra stitching around there, so it's harder for you to push through your little stitching as you turn them out. So you're going to turn him right side out, and then you're going to make his little ears, and I lost his little ears. You'll make his little ears, and those just get sewn on his little ears like that, and those just get sewed on to the outside, and then 2 little buttons on his for eyes. So that's my story on that. He's really fun, really cute. You can make a whole bunch of these in no time flat. So let's look at some other projects. We looked at the little on the 12th day quilt made with the 12 days of Christmas panel. Then there's also a smaller quilt made out of that fabric using making just little trees. So this is just adorable with just the little trees on. So that's the tree version of this quilt. Then we have what's called Winter Wonderland. And Winter Wonderland, if Joe can get up close and you can see that, oops, it's coming off my little thing here, has just a little bit of silver metallic in the panel, as well as the fabrics that go with it. So in this little plaid are little silver metallics, and that makes it so pretty. So this was done with a panel and plaid go with. So the kit that you get makes the table runner and 4 placemats and includes the back. So you have, okay, fine. So you have actually at least 2 gifts, if not 3. If you're just giving 2 placemats as a gift, you have 3 gifts in one kit, which is really, really nice. So fun, easy afternoon project to do. We just kind of did a diamond grid through it as quilting. So that makes it really simple. You can be very elaborate or very simple. So there's these guys there, and then there's the little chickadees, as well as the little cardinals. Cardinals are always fun at Christmas. So, or any time of the year. I have cardinals all year round in my yard. So now I'm going to make Joe walk all the way backwards. And we're going to walk over here to our fig tree tree. Our fig tree tree. This is from,
No, this one. That one.
Which one? Is that one a kit? It is not. The trees are not a panel. You have to actually piece those. Those are pieced trees.
Thank you.
Not hard to do. We can always do a little tutorial on that, but it's not hard to do at all. This one is fun. This is done with a charm pack and some go-withs. And it takes a good afternoon to do, but really fun to do. The fig tree fabric is always so happy and bright and cheerful in the for the holidays. And this is, they never disappoint. So you can, don't look at this because this isn't Christmas, but you can look at those. So your kit comes with the charm pack and the borders and the bindings to go with that one to make that quilt. Fast and easy, just kind of like little half square triangles to make all this work, and little flying geese over here. Otherwise, it's fast and fun and simple to do. This one is a great up north quilt. This one's kind of more winter than it is Christmas, but it is called Twilight Lake. And it actually comes with 2 panels. These guys are all panel pieces, and these aren't panel pieces. These are kind of fussy cut from yardage, but these are your panel pieces in here. The great plaid, bear and moose and things. So they're really fun to, those are really fun use of plaid in this. And then there's also a nice panel that goes with this as well. So there's a bigger panel and then your block panels, and we use the block panels in here. This would be make a really fun quilt as well, and just border this off with some of your go withs from here, and just a really great quilt for up north or the cottage, and kind of a masculine quilt because sometimes it's hard to find masculine fabrics to make quilts. So this is almost kind of a guy quilt, but really cute for up north. So, and kind of all winter long, not just Christmas. What else do I have to show you? Behind Joe is the quilt that goes along and uses the panel pieces that we used in the Winter Wonderland, table runners and placemats. So these same panel pieces are used in this quilt as well. So, and it has, as you can see, a beautiful border stripe that has the little shimmery silver metallic in as well. So that's a really pretty quilt. Makes a really, really pretty quilt. This would make a great 60-degree table runner. Just saying. Just saying. Love that. Okay, what else do I have to show you? So, a lady was in today and she was asking about rulers, and we were talking about rulers, and she was talking about how much her ruler slips. And that is a problem for lots of people. Lots and lots of people have this problem. Especially if you have arthritis in your hands and your shoulders. You know the whole game. So what we have found that works just great is this little thing called Grippy. And I have used it on this is my favorite half square triangle ruler. I don't know if you want to see me demonstrate it. I'm happy to do that. I've used this ruler for years and years and years. And you can tell that I've used this one because this one I actually have to get a new one because it's actually wearing off. The writing is wearing off. This is a newer one. So on this particular ruler, this is the Quilt in the Day, the Eleanor Burns Quilt in the Day ruler. I've used this for years. But this, you can see that this slides around. This one I sprayed the Grippy on. And first of all, you can, by looking at the two of them, I don't think you could tell which one has Grippy on and which one doesn't, because it doesn't alter the clearness of your ruler, because you want to be able to see through that ruler and see the lines and see the fabric as you're working with it. So this one does not have the Grippy on. This one does. So you can tell the difference between having Grippy and not having Grippy. So it's just, I just held this over the sink and I hold it about 8 inches away and just give it a light spray. Let it dry. It takes a couple minutes to dry. And then I tried it out. And if it still slides too much for you, you can put a little bit more on. You can put as much on as you want. But usually this has like 2 coats on. And I'm telling you, makes a big difference. Some people, even with the creative grid rulers that we have that have, you know, the Grippy that goes all the way around your 1/2 inch edge as well as your 1/4 inch edge, and then has the little Grippies inside. Sometimes people feel like this slides a little bit too much, And if you have a problem with that, you can use the grippy on the back of these rulers as well. And some people have used these, in, you know, the two together, and they love it. It lasts forever. On Karen's Nifty Notions page, you can get that on sale as well this week. So remember, all of the things that I've showed you tonight are, as well as all the Christmas fabrics, are on sale on the website through Sunday when you use your coupon code. What is it? You guessed it, Party20. And just put that in the coupon code and you got 20% off all of these fun items, as well as our rulers of the month, the 5.5, 6.5, and 7.5 rulers. So we're still adding to your collection of great everyday hardworking rulers. These are, as you can see, this is not just for show here. I have one of these here at the store and one of these at home, and I have them filled with each of these rulers. So every time I need one of these, and every time tonight that I've needed one of these, I can just grab it out of my little holder. These guys come in, I don't know, a bunch of different colors. I can't remember even what they're called. On the website, there's a little spot back here to hold your cutter, which in my house never gets there. It just always sits out on my table. But it will hold your cutter, your cell phone, and then it has a little spot in the back to hold other stuff. Joe has one of these on his desk to hold papers and pens and cell phones and things on his desk as well. So it's a great college gift for kids going to college or on their school desks. And then we have the little itty bitty stash in stores as well as the bigger ones. So those are on in Karen's Nifty Notions this week as well. So lots of great things in the Nifty Notions area for you guys. And I almost forgot two more things. Do we have time for two more things?
Sure.
Okay. This is a new one. Well, okay, so this is like totally off topic. Not Nifty Notions, but I needed to tell you because it's really important. As well as the elastic, the 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch elastic that we have for masks, we just got in the little nose pieces. People have been asking for the little metal nose pieces for their masks. So yeah, important because it looks like we're going to be wearing masks for a little bit longer. So we have these. We sell them in packages of 10 for $1.99. So we've got a bunch of these. So these are on the website as well. They actually peel and stick. So as you're making your mask, you can get it right where you want it to be and then kind of stitch around it to hold it in place. And then, you know, after people have the mask, they can fit it around their nose the way they want. So they're nice. They're just straight and then they just bend to be the shape that you need them to be. So kind of an important thing these days. So just wanted to let you know that we got these because we just got them in yesterday. So just wanted to let you know that we have those. Well, okay. So the other fun Nifty Notion that I have today is our little cutting caddy. And it's just this big, cute as can be. The little black things on the side, as you can see, are little magnetic spots for your pins. And what it does is it just sits next to your sewing machine, and as you chain stitch something, it has a little cutter right up on the top here, and it cuts as you chain stitch. How much fun is that? So I keep a couple extra bobbins in here because I'm always switching back and forth from black bobbins to white and cream and tan and gray, and some extra needles. But we have found that the most fun thing to put in our little cutter caddy are M&Ms. Fran likes to put gummy bears in her cutting caddy, but I have found that I can put more M&Ms in a cutting caddy than gummy bears. So I put M&Ms in mine, and so I can fit this whole bag of M&Ms in a cutting caddy. Really important information, because you know, as you cut and you finish a square and you cut it, you deserve a treat. So I'm just saying, you could. What would you put in here if not M&Ms? So that's a brand new product that we just got in. I think it's just adorable. What a great, cute little gift to give to a quilting friend. You could even take and make this into a pincushion. You know how you take little circles and things and you make them into pincushions? You could stuff this, hot glue some little fabric in there and make a really cute pincushion, but then you couldn't put M&Ms in it, but that could be okay too. You want to say hi to the girls? We have over 200 girls watching tonight.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Say hi.
Hi
Hey,
girls,
Jim.
how are you? I miss you. That's all I got to say. Hope to
Okay.
see you soon. Thank you.
A lot of you have this little product. Have you ever had to rip something out? Probably not very often. But me, every once in a while I have to rip something out. And it's always a trial and tribulation. I know a lot of you have these. I have one in my retreat bag and one next to my sewing machine at home. And it will change your world if you ever have to rip something big out, or you have to rip out a border. I think that was the first time that I said, I am never going to be without this. It was shortly after we got these in and I had to rip a border off. And I was like, oh my God, I will never rip out anything else without this again. So it's a quick ripper. And it looks like a little, if Joe came over here, we could probably give him a little haircut, but he said no. So it rips your seam open. It just does your seam ripping for you. You get it started and off you go. Just this quickly, just this easily. The little cutters do not cut your fabric. I mean, I can gouge away. I've like gouged away at this many, many times, and it does not cut your fabric at all. And look at how fast I'm ripping this out. Like with a regular ripper, you could never do that. It comes with a battery. Yay! And on our Nifty Notions page, on sale all this week, because this is the best quick seam ripper you will ever have. Let me tell you. It rips stuff out just this easy. Ta-da! What else do you need? Do you have any questions? What do you want to know about that I haven't talked about? I hope I gave you a few tips and ideas on doing some new things in a new way, looking at some new things in a different way. What can I answer? Any questions? You need anything? Do you want us to carry something that we're not carrying? Suggestions, ideas? Anything from you guys out there? We would love it, love it, if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel, because I'm going to be doing more of these shorter videos. We'll be doing all kinds of things that, because we can't get together, that we just have to get together virtually. So I hope that you enjoyed our little show tonight. And feel free to stop in the store. We're open from 10 until 5:30 Monday through Friday, 10 to 3 on Saturday. You can order any of these things. Any of the notions that I showed you today are in our Nifty Notions.
How long does the iron stay hot?
The iron stays hot. I don't know the exact amount of time, but I can tell you that even I have found that the new iron, this is my old one that's 5 years old, but the new iron I found gets hotter and stays hot longer than mine does. And this one stays hot long enough for me to fold a binding for a lap size quilt without having to recharge it. Okay, so plenty long enough to press half square triangles that you've cut, or any of those types of things.
What
Yes.
is the pillow up on the shelf?
The pillow up on the shelf is part of a panel. That's one part of the panel. The other part is I made into a little rug, which I will probably do as a little demonstration another time. This is done on a piece of canvas, and I Mod Podged part of the panel onto this piece of canvas. Serged around the edges just folded my folded my edges over and stitched all the way around to make this. So this is part of the panel as well. So is the little the bag. This little bag is part of the panel as well. So I'll open up the panel so you can see it. The fabric is canvas. It's a lightweight canvas, and this is called Christmas Sampler, and then there's an idea book that can come along with it. So that has some ideas of things to do with this little canvas panel. So this is really cool. I'm going to try to open this up very carefully, which it's not going to happen, because not only is it glued, it's okay.
We have the iron in the store.
We do not have the iron in the store right this minute. What I'll do is I'll leave my iron so you can see it. But they are on their way. We have sold out of them, so I have a whole bunch of them ordered, and they should be in this week.
Does the discount code work on the notions that you demoed?
Yes. So this is your panel. So you can see there's 4 pieces in this panel, and I haven't done anything with this one yet. So I kind of want to make this a little wall hanging, but I haven't gotten to it. I got the other projects done. This is the little panel that I made into a bag. This is the panel that I made into the little rug. And then this is the panel, oops, upside down. This is the panel that I used to make the pillow. So you can do all kinds of different things with this. You could make little sacks, all kinds of things. And it's canvas. It's a lightweight canvas, but it is canvas. It's not your regular, it's not regular fabric. It's a little canvasy. So it turns out really cool. So I kind of want to make one of these kind of wall hanging kind of things that you do and put the sticks in. That'll be really fun. But I haven't gotten to it. But lots of cute ideas in this little pattern book.
Is that the red one?
Oh, these 2 guys. Yeah, we were going to talk about those. I forgot about them. Okay, these are Holly Hill. These are Holly Hill. Those are Bunny Hill. These are Holly Hill. And this is done, that we have these kitted up. The center of this one is a panel, and then we just put 2 borders around it and binding. This one, where you see the little holidays, celebration, peace, family, joy, love, that is also a panel, as well as the little part, the little sashing that goes around it with the little cornerstones. That's all part of the panel. I'm not sure I can see that right here to pull one out to show you, but that's all part of the panel, so you don't have to piece that. This whole, do I have something here? This is pretty big. This whole square right here is part of the panel, and then this is applique on. Okay, so this little piece is an applique star piece, and then this is kind of a 9 patch. So you're making the 9 patch. This you're piecing. This you're appliquing. So you get a little bit of everything in this quilt. You get a little piecing, a little applique, and a little panel.
Do we have the Better Not Pout book?
Yes and no. We had them, we sold out of them, and we have more on order.
Thank you.
So that was a yes and no question.
What's the name of the house?
It says Holly Hill Christmas on the house. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah. So very cute. Holly Hill Christmas house. What else can we answer for you? This is a really pretty line of fabric. I haven't had an opportunity to do anything with this yet. But if you like the gold metallic and glitter and just your real traditional Christmas, this line is very pretty. So I think we'll be doing some table toppers with this. This reads table toppers to me. So we'll be doing some fun table toppers with this. So you'll see that in the future. So that just has your very basic golds, greens, and reds with this line. What else? We have, this is another panel that we have. This is at the quilter right now. So you'll see this is a quilt coming up soon. This is another panel where they, oops, how about right side up? This is another panel with some pretty birds and some wildlife in it. So the quilt will be using this whole big square, which looks like you pieced like this whole square together, but it's actually the panel, and then we'll be putting some stashing around it. So a lot less work for you, and people will think you did a lot of work when it's actually the panel. So this is being made into a really pretty quilt right now. So we still have some fun things at the quilter that we haven't showed you yet. So we still have a few little things up our sleeve that you'll be seeing in the future. So you haven't seen everything yet. And there's more, and there'll be more Christmas stuff coming in as time goes by. Because a lot of these things that we get, if you don't get them now, they'll be gone and we won't be able to get any more. And that's just the way the game is played. Once we get it, a lot of times the fabric is already sold out at the manufacturer and we can't get any more when we want to. Sometimes we can, but a lot of times we cannot. Anything else that I can show you and tell you about tonight that you would like to hear about?
What is the Snow Sweet line?
Snow
there's
Sweet.
a So Sweet.
It is so sweet. That is done. It is
Snow
so
Sweet
sweet. You'll love
fabric
it.
quilt.
That is being made into a quilt. You could pop back. The quilt is in the back. It's not quite finished yet. You will see it. It's made out of some of these fabrics. You want to just run back. I think it's back by my desk. You know which one the Snow Sweet one is? It's the one that we didn't bring out because we still have to. It's the Advent one.
Yep, I'll grab it.
That's the one.
And somebody wants to know about the blue and green panel.
Blue and green panel.
What
These
are
are
they
also
called?
at the quilters, so I didn't really show those, but they are just great big panels. And all we've ever done with them, I mean, you can do a lot more with them, but we will have a kit in which you just have the front, the back, and the binding. And then you can quilt it yourself, or I just send it to the quilter and she does a beautiful job quilting. And then I'm gonna add I'll add a little bling to it. I think I'm gonna use some of those, those hot gems that they have and put some of those hot gems on it and give it a little sparkle. Or we have even done it with some of those itty bitty mini lights, and we've put little buttonholes, and then you could put the little mini lights in it and you can make it light up. It's really cute.
Can they put a pre-order in now?
Yes. We have the actual panels. We just have to put them together as a kit. And so this is the panel for the So Sweet. So I didn't show this to you because, and I don't think I have the panels out here right now, it's going to get pockets that go all the way around this. So we just got it back from the quilter today. We have to put the pockets on in the binding. So it's actually an Advent quilt. So wouldn't it be fun every night for your little grandchild to wake up in the morning and in one of the pockets is a little treat when they wake up every morning? So there'll be 24 pockets going all the way around this. And each of the pockets have like little snowmen and stuff on it. So you'll see it again. It's just, this is as far as we got. So like I said, we have some more things to show you. We haven't showed you everything yet. So there'll be more, I promise. What else can we show you and tell you about tonight? Anything else, girls?
I'm scrolling the comments.
Okie dokie. If there's ever something in the store anything kind of fabric that you want us to carry, any products, anything that you would like us to carry that we're not, let me know. And we'll see what we can do about that. I'm always looking for new things, new and different things. As you can see, the fabric gallery is exploding with lots and lots of new fabrics. We had as you know, because of the pandemic, shipping has been very strange. So we get some things and then we don't get them. There's no rhyme or reason to the shipping. And I just actually got a couple emails from a couple vendors that are saying that shipping is going to be a little strange again because things from overseas are tightening up again. So we'll do the best we can to get things in as quickly as we possibly can. I try to order plenty and often and from different vendors so that we get things coming in at a steady rate. So sports fabric we got a little bit of sports fabric in, and I have footballs, I have baseballs, I have basketballs, I have every sport ordered from different places. So as soon as those start flowing back in again, we'll be having those, and we'll let you know as soon as stuff comes in.
The panel that's at the quilters, what was the name of that one again?
So Sweet, or this one?
That one.
This guy is called winter song. So it's all reds, blacks, grays, and it's really cute. It has skates. The little skates with the knitted hats and mittens are really cute. That goes with it, and this again has some silver metallic in it, so that's really pretty. Look at pretty birds. More pretty birds. Lots of cardinals this year. The other line that we have and that we're working on is called Let Nature Sing, and that's from Dan DePaulo. And we love him because he's a local designer, so he has designed this. He did the wiggle butts, so we're still, you know, and there's if you like cats are coming from Dan DePaulo as well, and so it's just as cool as the wiggle butts fabric was. So this is Dan DePaulo's line. So this I'm working on. I've almost got the quilt almost done. Hopefully this weekend the quilt for this will be done. This is really cute. It has little itty bitty cardinals in it. So another really pretty line. So we have everything from shiny, not shiny, primitive, you name it. If you like the French General, and who doesn't love a good French General? Right here we have the Christmas French General line. So we always love that. Check this guy out. This is really pretty, except it's in here so tight I can't get it out. It's called Collage. There it comes. So that's really pretty. Check that out. So we really haven't done anything with this one yet. We have the jelly rolls for this one. So it would make a beautiful Christmas jelly roll quilt. Check this out. So pretty. So that's that line. So a little bit of every. So we have. I hope we have some of everything and something that will appeal to just about everybody. Anything else that we can do for you girls tonight?
Danette wants to know if you can show the quilt on her left.
What does that look like?
I'm
Which
asking her to check the website.
Which left?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. They're all right here. I don't know. Yes? Sort of? Don't know. Maybe she missed one. Anything else for you ladies tonight?
Just remind them they can watch it again later.
You can watch it again later. It will be on our YouTube channel. It'll be up on Facebook as well. And just remember that you can order online. You can give us a call, anything that you need. And you can always email us. And, you know, people don't like to use their credit cards online sometimes, so they email me their orders, and that is fine too. Our email address is on our website, and you can just email what you want, and we'll connect with you and get you what you need.
Coupon.
Whether it's at the store or to ship.
And the coupon is?
The coupon is Party 20, all capital letters, all the way through Sunday. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you join us again. Remember to sign up for our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you again soon. And we hope to see you in the store. So thank you for joining us, and have a great evening. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.